hello there, everyone. This is another recording from Siege Rhino Gaming, where we go through another one of our games. One of my games, Holt. Holt is my name, and this is one of my games. And I'm joined today by Tafster. Hello, Tafster.
Oh, wait.
We love to hear it. We love to hear it. So, what have we got here for you today? A tree, palm forest, apparently. Alas, and the rest of the game. So we are playing as the Saracens. I had to check my own game. That was depressing. Versus Galta, who is playing the Mayans. So, based on what we already know in front of us, the Mayans are an archer civ, one of the best in the game. Also, excellent eagle warriors. Versus Saracens, who also have good building-destroying archers, but also an unparalleled supremacy over the market. So, what are your thoughts going into this, Tafster?
Well, it could be. Well, it depends, really. It's probably a sort of an archer off, I imagine, is it? At first,
Yeah, absolutely.
early days.
Yeah. That's not how. Is it how this game goes? I can barely remember. We'll find out. Let's go. So on the count of 3, we'll hit play. So
Let's go.
1, 2, 3. Right. So here it is. Here's the game. Action packed first few seconds there. Get the sheep, put them in. Very nice.
Quick look at your map.
Oh yeah,
It's not terrible.
Let's have a look.
Back gold, back berries.
I would say not terrible. I think it's actually pretty good, this map. Like,
Yeah, it's just the front bit was quite difficult to wall.
a
But
wide open front, granted, but all of the resources I care about are at the back. So like, I think this is a pretty good map. All things considered, quite easy if I wanted to. I don't, but if I wanted to, I could wall in from the top, like trees. And like in retrospect, I think I should have done that. I should have just walled in from the top trees instead of trying to form a wall, like as you'll see me do. Because I think that would actually keep him out of my base quite nicely, especially if I just wall off the top.
you think what? Just wall into your TC?
Yeah, just wall into the TC on the front, because my other wood line is so close that I actually, like, even with just the addition of one house, that basically stops them from going through my TC, which is really, really good. But yeah. So my opponent has gone for basically exactly the same build order as I, although he's a little bit of idle time there, but fine.
Oh, he's got the perfect berries.
Oh god, he does. Oh, that's sick.
Such a satisfying berry arrangement.
I'm dry heaving.
Yeah, got that.
As opposed
You've
to
got some very helpful shorefish at the background there. That's quite nice to.
Oh, where are the? Oh yes, so I do. Oh, hello.
Fish boom off that.
Yeah, fish. Absolutely. Who wouldn't? Me. That's who wouldn't.
I don't know why I lose the game.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I don't have the requisite techers. So, I've gone for the 4 villagers on the wood. You can see me panicking to try and find where the fuck my boar is. Where is it? Ah!
You can see both of them though, can't you?
Yeah. I knew where they were. I just didn't remember. And then we'll pull in the boar. Yeah, it's a really nice map, and like Saracens versus Mayans, I have to admit, part of the reason I want to show off this game is because I've historically really struggled against the Mayans. So this is something, it'd be really nice to analyse this, just so that I know what to do in future. Should it ever happen again? Because I always find the big problem with the Mayans is that they, well, it's just, you can't really out-archer them. Because they are just so good at doing archer. Like, they have that bonus, which is, I think, what, their archers are faster? Or not faster, sorry. No, it's not that it's their archers are cheaper. So, like...
Yeah, archers cost 10% less than feudal, 20% less than castle, and 30% less than imperial.
Yeah, so even if you, like, trade straight up with an archer player, like, as a main archer player, like, you're still down, which is a really nasty place to be.
Yeah.
So, there we are, I'm going off to get my second boar now. My scouting is probably also shocking, because I'm trying not to use waypoint scouting anymore. I'm trying to up my game, but oh my god, is it so much more micro intensive?
It's so much more intensive.
It's just so much more intensive. I just can't be dealing with that. I can't be dealing with that, friend.
Is there not a shout for you to just walk to the edge of the map here on the south of your base?
I think there's certainly an argument there. Certainly. Yeah. I'd say there's an argument there just to go to the edge of the map. Even if it just slows them down a little bit. My only thing is that, like, yeah, I think especially if I wall off the north of my base, I think that makes sense. So here we are. This is the beginning of the actual strategic play. I go for the man-at-arms start because I remember Hero saying, if you're against Mezzo, go for a man-at-arms start. And also, I just fancied going for a man-at-arms start anyway, just because why not?
Yeah, so it's not a pre-mill, it's just a post-mill rush, if you will.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Functionally. There we go, he tries to go for my wood line, and I'm just like, nah, mate, fucking jog on. Oh. Yeah, a little bit of idle time. Nearly get his scout there.
You're a little bit ahead of me, actually.
Oh, am I? What are you on now?
Just fast-forwarded to 8 minutes, 10 seconds.
Okay, I'm on 8 minutes 30. Do you want me to pause for a little bit?
8 minutes 30.
8 minutes 40 now, yeah. Cool. Okay, so now I start producing my militia. A little sluggish, but fine. So he goes up on 22, I go up on 21. So yeah, he's going for an archer build, like fairly textbook in that respect. See him walling up the front of his base already. But we're almost lockstep in villagers, no, in feudal time. And then yeah, things start getting interesting from here, because like if I don't say so myself, my man-at-arms start is gorgeous. It's a really good man-at-arms start. It's everything else that I fall apart.
After that, it's just chaos.
Yeah, literally a fucking mess. But there we are. Then I go up to the feudal age, and I've got my militia there. Villager coming in.
So do you get the men-at-arms tech, or is this
I do. I'm just a little sluggish on it.
Right.
But I'm now rocking an idle TC because, you know, that's the fashion.
Yeah, I like it as a technique, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly use it a lot. I
pretend I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. I'd rather you didn't, so that you didn't make some sly remark about my own inability to keep it up. There we are. So I stop his archery range going up for a little bit. And you know what I would have loved to have really taken advantage of this time, but I don't. There we are.
So you're now building your own archer range at home.
Yeah. So I've managed to equalize. Like I'm now a full villager ahead of him. Like when I was a villager behind, which feels really, really good. Like that's a really nice man-at-arms start. I mean, like I was helped by the fact that he hard committed to the archery range.
Yeah.
But now I'm basically kept out of everything else, which is like, you know.
A shame you lost that man-at-arms to the TC.
Yeah. It is a little frustrating, but these men-at-arms don't really accomplish much for the rest of the game. Although I think a lot of this game is now down to me taking an advantage early on and then just being completely unable to capitalize on it because I keep housing myself or not building villagers. Also, I was talking about this post-game to the opponent. This is where I make my first mistake, is that I shouldn't have gone archers. That was his take, is that like you shouldn't have gone archers because like the Mayan player will always outproduce you. So you should instead go scouts, man-at-arms into scouts. But his logic was that the Mayan player wants to go archers, so scouts is a good play to throw into archers because it's highly disruptive, and you know, scouts are fairly good against archers. And it also forces the Mayan player to build pikemen, which is not something they really want to be building, because if they've got barracks, they want to be building eagle warriors.
It's an odd transition, though, isn't it?
It is an odd transition, but it's not impossible. you know, it's like what you could do is like a man-at-arms into scouts into skirms,
Yeah.
which is a bit convoluted, but like it is not necessarily unusual. This is me theorycraft more than anything. I'm not to anyone who's watching this, God forbid, I wouldn't say I'm an expert in this field, but it's something I plan on trying in the future. Is man-at-arms scouts into skirms against Mayans specifically. Because that way I
Just using a bit of scouting right now. I like it.
Oh, what, me or him? Oh yeah.
Just using your metal.
Oh, by scouting you mean move to the corner of the map and then forget about them for the rest of the game? Yeah. I mean, having said this, my archer play isn't a terrible one here. Like, I don't think I do terrible with the archers, but like, I definitely don't do great either. Save my villagers there. That's good.
You send your own little force over. I like that.
At this point, I realise it's going to be way too slow to protect the villager who's walling up my northern frontier.
Yeah, quite slow on the walls.
Yeah, very slow. I had all of that time I was man-at-armsing. And the resources to do it too, and I just didn't do it. And I ended up having to destroy a wall just to get my units through. Yeah, so like, I definitely could have been walled up by now. And I think that's like number one, right? Because if I was walled up by now, I could have just ignored this archer pressure and just gone and attacked his base. I could just be like,
yeah,
like fine, like you're attacking my wall, like who gives a shit? Then he attacks my archers. Like, he's got a big group, so I'm a little worried. So I pull back, but I've got a skirm coming in, so. Like, this is not this is not clean micro, because I'm not microing this fight. I'm doing other things at this point. Once again, not building villagers. He's now a villager ahead.
Yeah, 34 to 35, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just another thing I do wrong, just not building the villagers.
And he's got a lot of reinforcements on their way over as well.
Yeah, I see them on the south side. Or some of them anyway. Yeah,
I hate it when villagers do that when they're on the wood line. They go to like a straggler tree miles away.
Oh yeah, so frustrating. So
why do they do that?
Yeah,
villagers are idiots,
annoying.
man.
Yeah. I think if I go much heavier into skirms here, like scout into skirms, that's a much better place to be because like my scouts are able to like trade favorably with the eagle warriors, and my skirms are able to just completely blunt this archer race he's gone for, and it means that he can't safely go into skirmishes either. Because if he then tries to go into skirms to counter my archers, I've got the scouts all ready to go.
Yeah.
So I think my opponent
look at the
was
tech
correct.
tree, actually.
Yeah, shall I pause?
No, you're fine. You carry on. I'm just having a look at what.
Yeah.
So you get a thumb ring.
Yeah.
And... oh, you got a full blacksmith as Saracens. That's tasty.
Oh, yeah. Not the best micro I've seen on top of this hill, but not the worst either. Like, I destroy his army. I just, like, I don't have anything left, really. I think I should have been, like, mass producing during that period. Yeah, going into castle now. My idea is now to go into knights. But he's already going into... oh yeah, no, he's just going like into eagle archers.
Which is a decent comp.
Yeah, at this point, I'm not building anything. I have this awful habit of when I click up, or when I'm thinking of going up to Castle Age, I just stop building everything. When in reality, what I should be doing is building right up until the point I get into Castle Age, and then building knights to augment that.
Yeah.
Because I could have an army right now. I could have a whole army right now, and I'm just like electing not to.
Yeah.
And like that's a terrible choice. I need to be thinking like, it's cute that I want to get up to Castle Age. What army do I build until I'm there, basically? That's what I need to be thinking about. Because that's a real oopsie right now. See, I could have an army easily as big as his if I just had been building archers this whole time, and I just haven't.
Yeah.
It's like maybe there's something to be said.
When you delete it.
Yeah, there's something even to be said that maybe like. Maybe I don't even need to necessarily go scouts in this game. Maybe I just need to maintain full production of archers.
Yeah, I mean, I would err on that side, to be honest with you.
Maybe. I don't know. I like the amount of how much I could threaten him, because I know his base is relatively open. I could threaten him quite considerably with just some scouts, and like force him to stay at home.
At the very least, I don't hate the feudal archer play. That's absolutely fine, I think.
Yeah, there we are. I've got some knights coming in now.
Has he upgraded these? He has upgraded the Eagle Scouts.
Yeah, he's got the armor upgrade. What are my knights even doing?
You're massing.
I also have a load of idle villagers right now, which I think really kicks me in the ass.
Yeah, you haven't ungarrisoned your TC, have you? But that's probably a little bit understandable with that force still running around your base, I feel.
There we are, and then I completely flatten his army. And like right now, he doesn't have an army in retaliation. Oh, he has like a few things running up now.
So he's just pivoted into pikes.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, for example, like, if I had a scout and skirm army, I would have skirmishers behind knights, and that feels like a really nice place to be against a Mayan comp. Because my knights take on his eagle warriors really nicely, and then when he pivots into pikes, I can just skirm them down. So I think right now this is like the second stage of why I think I should have gone scouts and skirm, because right now I just have this naked army of knights, which is not a great place to be because it does get countered by pikes pretty easy. Yeah, there we are. There's a pike.
But he is currently rebuilding, so there's definitely room for you to push in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Just terrible micro there.
Oh yeah, yeah. God awful micro. I just lose so many knights for no reason. Yeah, I think that's just it. As well as I think it's not. This is the thing that was really interesting about this game, is that it's not that I even play that badly. It's that, like, he plays very well.
Yeah.
And like, or actually, no, I'm gonna correct that.
I don't feel you're running away far enough for those knights.
No, no.
I feel like you should run to the other side of the base, hit the wood line, and then when you see the pikemen coming, run to a different resource.
I think that's a really good idea. You know what?
I think you're just jumping from like a ville 2 tiles away where the pike can just catch up really easily.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I think that's a really, really good idea. I'm going to take that forward, actually. I hadn't thought about that. Once again, Matt's doing his textbook, not building villagers.
The amount of shit you give me about not building villagers.
I know. And that's because I want you to be the best you possibly can be. And like,
I
think when I was playing this game, I was feeling really like, in my defense, I was feeling a bit fuzzy. I think I'd had a Black Russian the previous night, a very generous Black Russian. But that's no excuse. I should be able to play even with a hangover. This is basically where the game ends, functionally, because he's got like just the better comp.
How long did it go? Did you get into Imperial or?
No, oh god, no. The game ends very shortly, actually.
Oh right.
Like, I keep massing like knights as best I can. I try and pivot into some skirms to back that up, I think. Because skirms are sort of like the skeleton key here, because they kill both pikemen and crossbowmen.
That's also a very late second TC.
Yeah, very, very late. Very late. Oh yeah, he's like 5 villages ahead now and all, so, you know. It is, this is not going hot.
No, but like you say, you haven't played terribly.
Yeah, just not good enough. I think that's genuinely it. Like, not terribly, but not good enough, and he plays much better. But, I really appreciate what this guy says in the post, just sort of like, of what to do when dealing with Mayans. At this point, I don't know why, but I try and tech swap into longswordsman, and like...
Yeah, I saw that,
At the time, I'm just like, oh yeah, I need to clear out the pikemen, but then like, in retrospect, I'm like, no, I just get elite skirmisher and mass build skirmishers. That's the play here.
I just think we saw so many people pivoting into champions at Hidden Carpets that are like ingrained in our brains, like that's the play to do.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Woo! Yeah, no, I just fuck, because like that's so many resources that I dropped into getting not only upgrading to longswordsman, but now getting swordsman armor, which I could have just spent like upgrading like and using my 2 archery rangers to build skirmishers. And then yeah, this is the fight where I decided to call it. So enjoy this. I plow my knight straight into a bank of pikemen.
I hear that's the classic move.
Textbook play. Textbook play. Who would?
They're not even elite skirms. They're just tickling those.
Yeah.
Pikemen.
Yep. And then at this point, I decide to very, very shortly anyway. I decide like, nah, this is gone. Yeah, there we are. Call the GG. And I think that's completely correct. Because like, don't get me wrong, my economy is not irredeemable at this point. Let's return to map. My economy is not irredeemable at this point. I am only 2 villages behind him. But it's the fact that he has 26 military, and I have checks his notes.
Yeah.
None.
Two.
Yeah.
Don't do yourself down.
Where are they?
In
oh
the
yeah, they're
corner.
still tucked in. Oh! Yeah. So you want to know what? So list of things to learn here is that against Mayans, as much as they're easily counterable, skirmishers have to form, I think, a core part of what you do. Like skirm knights is almost like where you want to be, and you have to play around that. So scout skirm followed by knight skirm. That's almost like where you want to be. And constantly produce village. Just constantly produce units. Full stop. I think that's like something I could learn as well.
Yeah.
I think
Wall
earlier, I think is a really good suggestion. I think you were really right there. That was really late. That's not something I would have picked up on my own actually. So really, thanks for pointing that out. I was super late on the walls. And if I had walled just a little bit earlier, I would have had a much easier time in feudal age.
Yeah. And you really want that second TC down pretty much as soon as you hit castle.
Well,
really.
you know, I wasn't even making use of the ones, so.
True that.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think the second TC needs to go down immediately post haste. Yeah, so I think that those are the things to really learn from this game, and I that's why I really enjoyed this game. It's fascinating that it's just like learn, you know, just like it's a real learner of a game, and that's what we should all aim for. We should all aim for lots of learning games.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why we're doing this.
Absolutely, 100%. That's why we're taking another look. See, it's the name of the series.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's actually pretty good.
You see what I did there, guys? So yeah, absolutely. So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Absolument.
Absolutely. Too bloody right. My OnlyFans page is yeah. So
you don't want to see that. Trust me.
No one does. Right. So, but yeah. So Holt gets got a hobbit's tale. Yeah, I have nothing more to add on that. But it's been a pleasure going through that video. So thanks for your suggestions, by the way, Ben. They were really, really valuable. Ben, I mean Tafster.
You can't reveal my real name.
No, God, no. Is it okay to say Tafster in this sort of, so given that it is like what? It's like, isn't it like a Welsh like slur?
Not really. It's just a river that runs through Wales.
Okay, fair enough. I sort of half assumed it was like a Welsh slur that you were like reappropriating for yourself as on behalf of your country.
No, well, I mean, I think people use it as a nickname, but it's not not derogatory.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, you've learned something new here, folks. If you see someone from Wales, don't call them Tafster because they won't respond. They probably won't even know what you're talking about. But
no.
But it's at least not offensive.
Although I could be horrendously wrong there, and
would-
it could be massively offensive. But from my knowledge, it's not.
Okay, well, anyway, have a good afternoon or good day, guys. And I'm going to go back to my G&T and sobbing inconsolably from my inability to play 1v1 Arabia.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's absolutely fair. Toodaloo!
Bye!